For this application, we're going to put a pressure sensitive over-laminate on top of an adhesive back vinyl. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take my shaft over to my work table. I'm going to pull my core adapters off, slide the shaft through the core, then I'll put the shaft or the core adapter back in place, slide that up. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side and go right up tight against the core of the vinyl, and then I can either measure or I can eyeball it, make sure that I'm centered to the shaft. You can use a tape measure or ruler if you like. So I'll tighten these down, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Tighten those down. And I want to make sure that before I do all of this, my brakes are turned off completely, so that's backed out all the way. Then I'll take the shaft with the vinyl on it. I'm going to come back over and set that on the machine, and then we're going to put the PSA over-laminate on the top. Going to grab the top shaft, bring that back over to my work table. Set that down, the same thing. I'm going to put my over-laminate on here. So I'll take the shaft and slide it through. And I'll put one core adapter on this side again, making sure that my brakes are turned off all the way to start with. And then I'll put the other side on. Again, making sure that my brakes are turned off all the way. I'll slide that over, center that as much as possible. You can use a tape measure or a ruler if you wish. I'll tighten that down. Do the same thing over here. I'm only going to tighten it a little bit because I'm going to make a final adjustment once I get it on the machine. So I'll bring this back to the machine. I'm going to set that in place. Then I'm going to come around to the front. I'm going to take my over-laminate, peel the tape off, and I'm going to unroll the film and bring it down so that I can line up the edges to make sure that I'm perfectly lined up. Bring that down. I'll take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and make an adjustment on here. Okay. Alright, so I'll take my wrench. I'm going to loosen this up a little bit. And I'm going to slide that over. We'll check it again. And it went a little too far. Okay, we're pretty close there. So I'll tighten that back down. And line it up again. Alright, I'm going to make one final adjustment just to be on the safe side. And that looks pretty good right there. Check it one last time. Good and tight. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the back side of the machine and rewind my excess that I had on there. I'm going to attach this to my rewind assembly right here. Get my fingers in there. Bring that up. Slide that over. And then I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to put this right in the center. Now, as I showed you in some of the other videos, there are numerous ways to attach your release liner to the tube. You can use the bow tie method, where you take the tape and you flip it all the way around 180, so you have a sticky surface. You can use double-sided tape. You can also use the mount adhesive if you have any scrap pieces of mount adhesive where it is adhesive on both sides, and you can tack it right to there. What I'll do is I'll just put this on like this, give it a little bit of a twist so I have a nice start already. Then I'm going to take my blade and just lightly, I'm going to score that adhesive, or that over-laminate. So to get started, I'm going to take my adhesive back vinyl. I'm going to slide that through the rollers so that it's sticking out the back a little bit, just like this. Then I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and bring that down through here, slide that through, just like this. I will then bring my over-laminate down and let that rest on that top roller, just like this. Take that piece of scrap paper that we just put through and tack that right to my over-laminate. At this point, I'll go ahead and close my rollers, and I'm going to use my foot pedal to get everything started through the machine. And once I see that everything is going through nice and smoothly, I'm going to go ahead, press the run switch, release the foot pedal, and watch the web for a little bit. If I need to add any brake tension to it, I'll go ahead and do that at this point. I can see a little bit right here. I'll just add a little bit of brake to that, and that will smoothen it right out, and now we're running.